Yahoo wiped out 98% of its users' free email storage, from 1 terabyte to 20 gigabytes, and the one who paid for it are the senders. Twilio SendGrid claimed that since the limit change went into effect, they have seen 5,500% more mailbox full blocks from Yahoo Mail. And what senders see are SMTP rejections. Recipient mailbox is full and requested mail action aborted. Mailbox is over quota. For 12 years, Yahoo addresses had a strange kind of safety built into them. Yahoo gave free users a glorious 1 terabyte of mailbox storage. Free! On your sending list, those Yahoo addresses looked fine. To put it bluntly, they did not make a noise. Then the cut was enforced on August 27, 2025 for North America, and further cuts to 15 gigabytes for UK EU took effect on May 5th. 2026. North America stayed on 20 gigabytes. Most of the coverage framed it as a user story. Less storage, more upgrades, that unwanted pressure to clean your inbox finally. But today we're getting into what exactly happened to the old Yahoo addresses on your sending list when they fill up, and why it can quietly tank your inbox placement for everyone else on your list. And we will look at the fix to protect your domain and sender reputation. I am Marcus, and this is Subject Line Blank. Let's go. Back in 2013, Yahoo handed every user a full terabyte of free mailbox storage, which is huge. For years, those mailboxes almost never hit their ceiling, which means they almost never rejected a message, which means on your list, they looked permanently, reliably deliverable. Free users suddenly have far less room. Paid users also saw their storage shrink. And the obvious business logic is, if people want more space, they need to clean up, pay up, or leave. But for senders, that pricing story creates a deliverability problem, because when the inbox gets smaller, all mailboxes hit the ceiling faster. And when all mailboxes hit the ceiling, they do not politely disappear from your list. They start sending signals back. If you want proof that users felt it, search behavior tell quite a story. US searches for the Yahoo Mail storage cluster sat in the low hundreds a month through early 2025, then spiked past 8,000 a month by July 2025 and stay elevated into September before cooling off. Millions of long dormant inboxes are now sitting just under a ceiling that will cross the moment a few years of newsletters and promos push them over. When one of those mailboxes finally fills, the message your server gets back is not the scary one, and that's exactly the problem. Let's look at it. When a Yahoo mailbox is full, it stops accepting mail, like any other mailbox, and the server sends back a mailbox full response. The confusing part is that mailbox full sounds temporary, because the user could clean up and the inbox make room later. But Yahoo's current examples show it coming back as mailbox full, over quota, no room right now. This is why mailbox full bounces are annoying. They sit in that awkward space between maybe temporary and you really should stop sending to this address. If your platform keeps treating those addresses as safe, the retries can start making your list look worse than it actually is. So even though the problem might be fixable by the user, the signal your sender gets can look much harder than just try again later. And that is where the trap starts. In deliverability terms, that is a soft bounce, not a hard bounce. And the entire industry has trained itself to treat soft bounces as try again later. Your ESP retries, your automation retries, the address stays on the list because technically nothing told you it was dead. That is the difference between soft bounce versus hard bounce that decides this whole episode. A hard bounce gets suppressed and forgotten. That's how it works. While a soft bounce that never clears just stays there, just sits there, quietly generating a failed delivery every single send. One full mailbox is a hiccups. Thousands of old Yahoo inboxes doing the same thing start to look less like a delivery issue and more like a storage room nobody has cleaned in 12 years. The full mailbox never damages Yahoo, and it never damages the user who hoarded. It damages you, the sender. Now, Yahoo weighs sender reputation more heavily than almost any signal it has, and it reads repeated delivery attempts into failing mailboxes as low quality sending behavior, your behavior. So when your platform politely retries a 10-year-old full inbox for days, you're not being patient. You're teaching Yahoo that your mail follows the shape of a spammer list. Providers actively police bounce and complaint thresholds now. And once you cross them, the penalty does not land on the dead addresses. It lands on your good ones. Your engaged, paying, open every mail recipients start seeing your mail slide from inbox to spam. That's not good. That is the mechanism that turns an email bounce rate problem into a revenue problem. The cruelty of it is clean. Yahoo shrank its storage bill, and the cost of cleanup got quietly transferred onto the reputation of every sender, still mailing addresses that were only ever deliverable because they were impossible to fill. Did I mention 1 terabyte? Now, about the fix I promised that could save your domain and sender reputation. The fix is counterintuitive because the right move is to stop doing the thing your ESP does automatically. Step 1. Start by treating engagement, not deliverability, as your source of truth on Yahoo. If a Yahoo Mail address has no open and no click in the last 2 to 3 months, it is a suppression candidate today, before it ever bounces. Step 2. When the mailbox full responses do arrive, break your own habit and stop letting soft bounces from dormant Yahoo boxes retry forever. Because on this specific provider, a soft bounce that repeats is behaving like a hard bounce and should be suppressed like one after a short defined number of failures. You need to keep an eye on that. Step 3. Watch your bounce classification at the string level, not the summary level, so you can separate a real temporary defer from a full mailbox address that is never coming back. And step 4. Run a re-engagement send to the shaky Yahoo segment now, on purpose, so you find that ceiling before Yahoo's second cut does that for you. Protecting sender reputation in 2026 is less about clever content and more about refusing to try opening doors that Yahoo already sealed. Yahoo didn't simply change mail storage. It outsourced a decade of its own cleanup onto your sender reputation, and it never sent you the invoice. Now you know what you gotta do. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, and go and watch more episodes of Subject Line Blank. See you next time.